Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel CA Sansaar. Myself CA Deepak Garg, and I'm glad to have this another session on Excel tips and tricks, wherein we are going to learn about financial functions in Excel. So broadly, we are going to cover these topics in today's session. So these are the 10 topics that we are going to discuss today. I've tried to incorporate all the real life examples in this slide. So let us discuss about each topic in brief. The first topic is around planning to start a business. How to plan your capital requirement. Now, suppose if you want a capital of say 10 lakh rupees after 5 years down the line. So how much money should you invest on a monthly basis so that you are able to get the desired capital after 5 years? The next topic is around systematic investment plan. In this, we will see हमारी जो monthly investment कर रहे हैं हम maybe 2000 3000 per month for like 10 years उसकी value after 10 years कितनी हो जाएगी? What will be the maturity value of the monthly investments that we are doing? So the next topic is when will your investment get double? A lot of people must have asked their financial consultants about when will their investment will get double. So in this particular exercise, we learn how we can calculate this thing using a very simple Excel formula, and we can get the desired outcome within seconds. The next topic is around how much loan should be taken with limited paying capacity. Now, for example, अगर मेरी salary 50,000 rupees है and I can only afford 20,000 rupees as EMI payments, then मुझे आज की डेट में कितना लोन बैंक से मिल सकता है या लेना चाहिए? The next topic is around calculation of EMI. In this case, suppose I've taken a loan of 5 lakh rupees for 4 years. So मेरी monthly EMI कितनी होनी चाहिए? In this exercise, we will learn what will be the tenure or the number of periods in which I will be able to make the entire repayment of the loan. Next is around lease calculation. In this, we will learn how to calculate lease rentals formula. Then retirement planning. In this, we will learn how much investment should we do on a monthly basis till the age of retirement so that I'm able to get a sufficient corpus with me at the time of retirement. And how much money should I withdraw post-retirement on a monthly basis so that I'm able to meet all the day-to-day expenses. The next topic is around calculation of rate of interest or CAGR. In this, we will learn how companies calculate their growth rates, or when we hear companies saying that for the last 5 years the growth has been like X percentage. So we will calculate that X percentage using a formula in Excel. The last topic is around how to calculate EMI with moratorium period. And the word moratorium has been in trend in the last few days due to COVID-19 situation, wherein the RBI has allowed all the borrowers that they can avail moratorium period of up to 6 months, wherein they are not supposed to make any EMI payments, but interest will be levied on their outstanding balance. Now you would be surprised to know that all these 10 topics will be covered by using only 5 Excel functions, that is FV, PMT, NPER, PV, and rate. Now let's start with the exercise to understand this in detail. First exercise is around capital requirement. In this, we will learn how much should I invest every month to start a business in future. That means, मुझे future में capital चाहिए of 12 lakh rupees. Time period that I have is 3 years, and the rate of interest is 15%. So मुझे outcome चाहिए कि मुझे per month कितनी investment करनी चाहिए at 15% rate of interest so that total accumulated value after 3 years becomes 12 lakhs. So here we will use a formula PMT. But before writing the formula, let us understand the arguments given in the formula PMT. The PMT has 5 arguments. That is rate, NPER, PV, FV, and time. Let us discuss each argument in detail. The first argument is rate. Rate is simply the rate of interest that we are getting on our investment. It can be on an annual basis, monthly or quarterly basis. NPR stands for total number of payment periods. That is, for example, if I'm investing say 5,000 rupees on a monthly basis for 2 years, then total number of periods will be 2 years into 12 months. That is 24 months. PV stands for present value. FV stands for future value. As you can see, FV is in square bracket. A square bracket means that it is an optional argument. If you do not put any value in this argument, it will automatically take 0 as the input. We will discuss this in detail in the example. The last argument is type. This is again an optional argument. In this, we are supposed to input 0 or 1. इधर 0 का मतलब होता है कि मेरी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है या विड्रॉल है ये एट द एंड ऑफ द पीरियड है या एट द बिगनिंग ऑफ द पीरियड है. सो एज अ जनरल रूल जब हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं वो हमेशा एट द बिगनिंग ऑफ द पीरियड होती है, एंड जब हम विड्रॉ करते हैं कुछ हमेशा एट द एंड ऑफ द पीरियड होता है. सो पीएमटी सिंपली मीन्स पेमेंट. जहां पे भी इंस्टॉलमेंट के बारे में हम बात करते हैं वहां पे हमेशा पीएमटी फंक्शन यूज होता है. सो इन दिस एग्जांपल हमें इंस्टॉलमेंट बताना है कि हमें कितनी इंस्टॉलमेंट ऑन अ मंथली बेसिस पे करनी है, सो दैट 3 years डाउन द लाइन I get a value of 12 lakh rupees. So I will use a formula PMT. I will input rate as 15%. Now since this will be a monthly investment, I will divide the rate by 12, comma, NPER stands for number of periods. I will select 3, multiply it by 12, which means 36 months, comma. Now it is asking me to input present value. In the given case, there is no present value. There is a future value. आज के डेट में I don't have a value with me, but I want 12 lakh as a future value after 3 years. So I will not mention anything in PV. I will simply put another comma, and in the field of FP, I will mention 12 lakh rupees, comma. Now it is asking me whether my investment will be done at the beginning of the period or at the end of the period. Now, as discussed earlier, all the investments are done in the beginning of the period. So I will type 1. I will close the bracket, and this is my final outcome. ये मेरा आउटकम नेगेटिव में इसलिए आ रहा है बिकॉज कैश आउटफ्लो होगा मेरा फ्यूचर में, इसलिए यहाँ पे नेगेटिव आ रहा है. Now for easy representation purpose, I will put minus sign before PMT so that the value becomes positive. Now what does this value mean? It means that if I keep on investing 26,000 rupees every month for the next 3 years, then at the end of 3 years, I will get a capital of 12 lakh rupees. Now we can verify this amount with the help of an investment schedule as well. I've made the investment schedule on this particular sheet. Herein, you will see that मैंने 36 months को plot कर दिया है इस column में. I mentioned opening balance, monthly investment, interest, and total amount. As you can see, there was no opening balance. मैंने month के starting में 26,000 rupees invest करे. Rate of interest is 15% divided by 12 because this is on a monthly basis. Amount will be opening balance plus monthly investment plus interest. Now in the second month, my opening balance will be the closing balance of the previous month. Now again, I will invest the same amount of money. Interest will be opening balance plus closing balance into 15% divided by 12. And again, I will get the closing balance. So as you can see, my monthly investment will remain the same till 36 months. My interest will keep on increasing as my opening balance is increasing. And at the end of 36 months, I will get a value of 12 lakh rupees. Now let's talk about example number 2. All the parameters in example number 1 are repeated in example number 2, except one additional parameter in which I am saying money in hand today is 2 lakh rupees. So what I am saying is कि मुझे 3 साल बाद 12 lakh rupees चाहिए, but आज मेरे पास already 2 lakh rupees बैंक में है. So now how much money or how much additional amount should I invest on a monthly basis so that after 3 years, मेरा total corpus 12 lakh हो जाए? So again, I will use PMT function. I will mention rate as 15% divided by 12. Number of period will be 3 into 12. That is asking me to mention present value. In the previous example, we did not have any present value, but in this case, we do have a present value, which is 2 lakh rupees. As I mentioned earlier, जब भी मेरा cash outflow होता है, we always put a minus sign before that. So in this case, since मेरे 2 lakh rupees, मेरा cash outflow हो जाएगा जब मैं invest करूंगा. So I have already affixed a minus sign before this figure. So I put minus sign. I will select this cell, put a comma. Now it is asking me for a future value. Future value would be 12 lakh rupees, comma. Again, the investment will be done in the beginning of the period. I'll close the bracket. Now you'll get 19,423 as negative value. As I've told earlier, negative is because this is a cash outflow for me. So just for representation purpose, I'm putting a minus sign before PMT. अब आप देख सकते हैं मेरी जो total investment है on a monthly basis, it should be 19,423 rupees. Now this can also be verified from an investment schedule. Now this is for example 2. Here my opening balance is 2 lakh rupees. Investment will remain the same. Interest as discussed in the previous slide and closing balance. So if I go directly onto the 36 months, you can see that total corpus that I will get at the end of 36 months will be 12 lakh rupees. Let's go to another exercise. In this, we will learn how to calculate maturity value if we keep on investing a fixed amount of money on a monthly basis. Now in example 1, मैं हर महीने 3,000 rupees invest कर रहा हूँ for a period of 3 years, that is 36 months, and the rate of interest is 15%. So after 3 years, मेरी total maturity value क्या होगी? For that, we can use a formula FV. Now FV has got 5 arguments, that is rate, NPER, PMT is the amount of investment that we are doing, PV means present value, and type means whether the investment is done in the beginning or at the end of the period. So now let us put FP function. It is asking me to input rate. I will select 15% divided by 12. It is asking me to input NPER, that is number of installments, which it will be 3 into 12. So it is asking me to input the amount of money that we are going to invest on a monthly basis, which is 3,000 rupees. Now since ये मेरा cash outflow है, I will always affix cash outflow with a negative sign. Again, I'll put a comma. Now it is asking me to input present value. There is no present value in this case, so I will simply add another comma. And type, it is always in the beginning of the period as we are doing the investment. I'll close the bracket and press enter. Now you can see, हर महीने जब मैं 3,000 rupees invest करूंगा for a period of 36 months, I will get a maturity value of 1,37,000. We can also verify this from this investment schedule. As you can see, there was no opening balance. A monthly installment remains the same. Interest will be 15% divided by 12. This is the total amount. So if I go on to the 36 months, you will see I will get a maturity value of 1.37 lakhs. And by using the formula also, I'm getting the same amount. So let's move on to another example. In this, there's only one additional parameter as compared to example number 1, that money in hand today is 2 lakh rupees. So अगर मैं आज 2 लाख रुपए plus additionally मैं 3,000 rupees भी invest करता हूँ, so what will be the future value after 3 years? So again, I will use FP function, rate divided by 12. Number of periods will be 3 into 12. Per month will be negative 3,000 rupees, comma. Now it is asking me to input PV. Now again, since this will be my cash outflow, I will apply minus sign, select this value, and I will select beginning of the period. So you will see at the end of 3 years, I will get 4,49,000 rupees as the maturity value. This can also be verified from this SIP chart. Opening balance of 2 lakh rupees. Monthly installment is 3,000, which is same in all the months. Interest and then closing amount. So if you check at the end of 36 months, my total amount will become 4.49 lakh, which is same as given by this formula. Now we can also use FB formula and create a dynamic chart like this, wherein we can write the number of years in this particular row, the expected return in this particular column, and we can use the formula future value, rate divided by 12. Number of period will be year into 12. Per month installment is minus 3,000. There is no present value, and the type will be in the beginning of the period. Now let me fix the rows and the columns. In this, I will fix the column. For this, I will fix the row. And for this, I will fix the entire cell. I will copy paste this in the entire table. And you can see, अगर मैं investment करता हूँ 5 साल के लिए 3,000 rupees in every month, then my return can vary from 1.99 lakhs to 2.69 lakhs. Let's discuss another example on PPF, wherein my contribution per annum would be 1.5 lakhs. Rate of interest would be 7.1%. Tenure, let's assume it to be 15 years. So after 15 years, मेरे total PPF contribution की क्या value होगी? For that we can use FP function again. Here I have to input rate. I will select 7.10. I will not divide this by 12 because ये मेरा rate per annum basis पे है and मेरी contribution भी per annum basis पे ही है. So I'll put comma. NPR would be 15 years. Per annum contribution would be 1.5 lakh. Since this is a cash outflow, I have to affix minus sign before 1.5 lakhs, comma. There is no present value in this case. Type will be in the beginning of the period. As you can see, the total investment will become 40 lakhs after 15 years. We can also verify this from this chart. Here the opening balance was nil. Yearly installment is 1.5 lakhs. I've applied 7.1% as the interest rate. The total amount would be this at the end of first year. So if you see at the end of 15th year, the closing balance is exactly same as calculated by this formula. Let's discuss another example. So far जो हमने examples discuss करे हैं, वो सब recurring या फिर continuous deposit के example थे. Like for example, we were continuously depositing a certain amount of money on a monthly or on an annual basis. But in this particular case, it is an example of a non-recurring deposit. जैसे हम FD के केस में होता है, मैं fixed deposit day 1 पे करता हूँ, and let's say that fixed deposit is for 10 years. So जो भी interest उसमें accumulate होता रहेगा, I will get the entire maturity proceeds after 10 years. So in this example, I've taken 1 lakh rupees as one-time investment. Rate of interest is 8%. Tenure is 10 years. So what will be the maturity value of my investment after 10 years? So I will use FP formula. FP, rate of interest is 8%. I will not divide this by 12 because this is on per annum basis. I'll put a comma. NPR stands for number of period, which is 10. PMT stands for amount of installment. Since in the given case, it is a one-time investment and there are no installments, so I will put it blank, comma. It is asking me to input present value, which is 1 lakh rupees. Since this is a cash outflow, I will affix minus sign for that. Put a comma. Now it is asking me whether the investments were done at the beginning of the period. So yes, I will put 1. I'll close the bracket. And you will see I'll get an amount of 2.15 lakh. This can also be verified with the help of this investment chart. Like opening balance will be 1 lakh rupees. My yearly installment will be nil because this is a case of one-time investment. The interest calculated will be 8% on an annual basis. And at the end of year 1, the amount will be 1.08. So in the beginning of year 2, the closing balance of previous month will become my opening balance. And like this, if I come on the 10th year, the maturity proceed that I will get after 10 years will be 2.15 lakh, which is equal to the outcome derived by this formula, 2.15 lakhs. So let's move on to another exercise. In this exercise, we will see how much tenure will it take for our investment to get double. Now let's say I've invested 2 lakh rupees and the rate of interest per annum is 15%. So for calculating the number of years in which the investment will get double, I need to apply the formula NPER. Now NPER has got 5 arguments: rate, PMT, present value, future value, and time. So let's use this formula to derive this value. I'll input NPER. It is asking me rate, it is 15%. It is asking me now amount of installment on a monthly basis or on an annual basis. Now since this is a one-time installment, I will not put anything here. I will write 0 or I will keep it as blank, comma. It is asking me the present value. I will put 2 lakh rupees, comma. Now it is asking me to input future value. Future value should be 2 lakh rupees into 2. Because यहाँ पे जो मेरी कंडीशन है वो ये है कि जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट मैं आज कर रहा हूँ वो डबल कब होगा. सो आज मेरी इन्वेस्टमेंट है 2 लाख रुपीस, इसका डबल होता है 4 लाख. सो फ्यूचर वैल्यू विल बी 4 lakhs, comma. I will select 1, put enter. And here you can see that total time that it will take for my investment to get double will be 4.96 years, which means 4 years, and 0.96 into 12 will be 11 months. So in this chart as well, you can verify that my investment will get double in the beginning of 5th year, almost in the beginning of 5th year. Let's move on to next topic. In this, we will learn how much amount of loan should we take if we have limited paying capacity. Like for example, मेरी monthly salary suppose 50,000 है, मैं 50,000 में से सिर्फ 30,000 ही as an EMI contribution pay कर सकता हूँ on a monthly basis. My tenure of the loan is 36 months and the rate of interest is 12%. So I want to make sure कि मेरा EMI 15,000 से ज़्यादा ना जाए. So what is the maximum amount of loan that I can take? So for this, we will use the function called PV. PV stands for present value. Now it is asking me to input rate. I will select 12%, divide by 12 because my repayment will be done on a monthly basis. Number of period, it is 36, comma. Now it is asking me to input PMT, that is the amount of installment, which is minus 15,000, comma. It is asking me to input FP. There is no FP in this case, so I will leave it blank, comma. Now I'll have to select at the end of the period. As we have discussed in the previous examples, that in case of repayment, I will always do the repayment at the end of the period. So I will select 0, I'll close the bracket and I'll hit enter. So 4.51 lakh means कि मुझे 4.5 lakh का लोन लेना चाहिए आज की डेट में. With this, if I make the repayment of 15,000 rupees on a monthly basis, then I will be able to repay the entire loan within a period of 3 years. You can verify this from this repayment schedule as well. Here the opening balance will be 4.51 lakhs. Interest will be 12% on a monthly basis. Repayment will remain the same in all the months. Closing balance would be opening balance plus interest minus repayment. So like this, if I come directly onto the 36 month, you will see that the closing value is becoming 0. That means I will be able to pay the entire loan amount at the end of 36 months. Let's go to another exercise. Let's move on to the next topic. In this, we will learn how to calculate the value of EMI. Like for example, in the given case, I've taken a loan of 2 lakh rupees for a period of 3 years and the rate of interest is 18%. Now I need to calculate the monthly EMI. So हमें एक चीज हमेशा याद रखनी है, जब भी हम installment calculate करते हैं, then we always use the formula PMT. So in this case, I'll put is equal to PMT, rate 18% divided by 12, because I will be making the repayment on a monthly basis, comma, number of period would be 3 into 12, which is 36, comma, present value will be 2 lakh rupees, comma, there is no future value in this case, so I will put another comma, and I will select 0 because I will make the payment at the end of the period. Bracket close. And by this, I will be able to pay the entire 2 lakh rupees in a span of 3 years. In this, we will learn how to calculate the number of periods. Like for example, I've taken a loan of 4 lakh rupees. The rate of interest is 12%. I have a salary of 60,000 rupees and I can afford only 50% of my salary in the form of EMI, which is 30,000 rupees. So मेरे को कितने time period लगेगा इस पूरे 4 lakh को pay करने में if I start making the payment of 30,000 rupees on a monthly basis. So for this, we will apply the formula NPER, which is asking me to input rate, divide this by 12 because I'll make the payment on a monthly basis. It is asking me to input PMT, which is the amount of installment, that is 30,000 rupees. It is asking me to input present value, which is 4 lakh in this case. Now it is asking me to input future value, which is nil. So I'll add another comma. In type, I will mention 0 because I'll make the payment at the end of each period. I'll close the bracket. And here, as you can see, it will take 14 months for me to pay the entire loan amount of 4 lakh rupees if I start making the payment of 30,000 as EMI on a monthly basis. Let's move on to another exercise. In this, we will learn how to calculate lease rentals. Now, for example, suppose मैं एक कार लीज के बिजनेस में हूँ जिसमें मुझे एक कार लीज पे देनी है जिसकी वैल्यू 5 लाख रुपीस है for a period of 2 years and I want to charge an interest rate of 12%. And ये कार मुझे वापस मिल जाएगी after 2 years and the scrap value of the car would be 1 lakh rupees at the end of second year. So how much monthly rental should I charge from the customer so that I'm able to get 12% rate of interest? Since इस क्वेश्चन में भी इंस्टॉलमेंट्स हमें कैलकुलेट करनी है, so we will use the function PMT. It is asking me to input rate. I will divide this by 12. It is asking me to input number of periods. It will be 12 into 12 into 2, comma. It is asking me to input present value. So the present value of the car is 5 lakh rupees, comma. Now it is asking me to input future value. In this given case, we have a future value in the form of scrap, which is 1 lakh rupees, comma. I will select 0 because all the repayments will be done at the end of the period. I'll close the bracket. I get 19,829 rupees as monthly lease rental. You can also verify this from this repayment schedule. The opening balance was 5 lakh rupees, as you can see from here. Interest will be 12% on a monthly basis. Repayment would be 19,829. And closing balance is calculated by adding loan balance plus interest minus repayment. So like this, if I come directly on 24th month, you will see as I make the last payment of the installment, the closing balance, which is in the form of scrap value, will become 1 lakh. Let's go on to another exercise. In this, we will learn about retirement planning. Suppose today my age is 25 years and I will get retired by the age of 60. So how much amount of investment should I make on a monthly basis so that I get enough amount of capital in hand by the time I turn 60? And let's say life expectancy is 80 years. That is 20 years after retirement. So how much money should I withdraw during this period on a monthly basis? So let's discuss this example in detail. The first question is, how much should I save till the age of retirement? Let's say my monthly investment is 2,000 rupees and my age today is 25 years. So time period till the age of 60 is 60 minus 25, which is 35 years. Annual rate of interest is 8%. So I will calculate the future value, that is the maturity value of the proceeds that I will get at the age of 60. So I will use the formula future value. Rate will be 8% divided by 12. Number of period would be 35 into 12. Amount of installment would be 2,000. I will affix minus sign before that. There is no present value in the given case. This will be in the beginning of the period. I'll close the bracket. So in this case, if I keep on investing 2,000 rupees at the age of 25 till the age of 60, I will get a corpus of 46 lakhs rupees. Now the second question is, how much can I withdraw after retirement? So let's say my life expectancy is up to 80 years. Amount invested at the time of retirement is 46 lakh. This is the same amount which is calculated in the first table. My monthly saving would be nil since I have retired at the age of 60. So my monthly saving will become nil. Annual interest rate I've assumed as 8%. Time period in years, that is life expectancy minus retirement age, would be 20. That is 80 years minus the age of retirement. Now, how much money can I withdraw on a monthly basis? For this, we will use the function PMT. Rate divided by 12. Number of periods would be 20 years into 12. Present value would be 46 lakhs. There is no future value in this case. And since it is a withdrawal, I will do it at the end of the period. So I'll select 0. I'll close the bracket. Now you can see I can withdraw 38,000 rupees after the age of 60 to meet my day-to-day expenses. Now let me add one additional parameter in the given case. इस case में everything is same except the value of investment after 80 years, wherein I am saying the value should be 10 lakh rupees. इसका मतलब ये है कि मुझे अपने विड्रॉल इस तरीके से प्लान करने हैं जिससे एट द एंड ऑफ 80 years I still have at least 10 lakh rupees in my bank account. So for this we need to apply the formula of PMT once again. I'll input rate divide by 12. Number of periods will be 20 into 12. Present value is 46 lakhs. Now it is asking me to input future value. I would mention it as 10 lakh rupees. Withdrawals will be done at the end of the period, so I'll select 0. I'll close the bracket and press enter. आप देख सकते हैं दोनों ही केसेस में बहुत ही negligible difference है. In this case, I can withdraw up to 38,000 rupees and there will be no future value in this case. So once I turn 80, in this case, the value will become 0. Whereas in this case, once I turn 80 and if I start withdrawing 36,902 rupees on a monthly basis, I will still have a corpus of 10 lakh rupees in my bank account by the time I turn 80 years. You can verify this with the help of an example as well. Like in the first case, my withdrawal was 38,630 rupees. That is this amount. And you will see that by the end of 240th month, I do not have any money left in my bank account. Whereas in example number 2, where the withdrawal was 36,932, if I move on to 240th month, you will see that I still have a balance of 10 lakh rupees in my bank account. So let's move on to another example. In this exercise, we will learn how to calculate rate of interest. Now, I've taken a real life example. So this is a screenshot from Amazon's website where Apple iPhone 11 is being sold for rupees 68,300. And if I click on the EMI options, I'm getting these 4 EMI options from HDFC Bank, in which suppose if I take a plan of 3 months, I need to pay around 23,000 rupees. If I take a plan of 6 months, I need to pay around 11,920 rupees and so on. And here you can see that interest being charged is 16%. So let's see whether the 16% is correct or not. मैंने सारी डिटेल्स जो हम लास्ट वर्कशीट पे देख रहे थे वो यहाँ पे प्लॉट कर दी है, wherein the cost of the iPhone is 68,300 and all the options provided by HDFC Bank are also mentioned here. So present value of the phone would be 68,300. Monthly payment option, let's say we go ahead with the option of 6 months. So the monthly payment will be 11,920. Number of payments will be 6. So now we need to calculate rate of interest. I will use the formula rate is equal to rate. It is asking me the number of installments. It will be 6. It is asking me the amount of installment. It will be minus 11,920. It is asking me to input present value. It will be 68,300. There is no future values. I'll just add another comma. I'll select 0. I'll close the bracket. And then I will multiply this by 12. Since my monthly payout is 11,920, I need to convert this rate into an annualized rate of interest. So for that, I need to multiply this by 12. I need to press enter. And you can see the rate of interest is 16%. And the same was being shown here by HDFC Bank. That rate of interest is 16%. Now let us discuss how to calculate the value of CAGR or growth rate. So let's say, for example, my revenue in 2015 was 1 lakh rupees. And by the end of 2020, the revenue was 3 lakh rupees. So how much is my CAGR? So I will use the formula rate. It is asking me to input number of installments. The number of installments are 5. That is 2020 minus 2015, comma. It is asking me to input amount of installments. Since in the given case there are no installments, so I will not put any value here. I will add another comma. It is asking me to input present value. Present value is 1 lakh rupees. Now it is asking me to input future value. So future value will be 3 lakh. That is after a period of 5 years. Now it is asking me to input whether the investment was done at the beginning of the year or at the end of the period. So since we will consider this as a one-time investment, so I will select 1, that is done in the beginning of the year. I'll close the bracket and press enter. So here you can see that that the revenue of this company is growing at a percentage of 24.57 on a yearly basis. You can also verify this with the help of this revenue schedule, in which my opening balance is 1 lakh rupees. And after multiplying with the growth rate year on year, I will get 3 lakh rupees at the end of 5 years. So let's move on to another exercise. This is the final exercise. In this, we will learn how to calculate EMI in case of a moratorium period. So I'll cover this topic in detail in a separate video. Well, this was from my side in part 1 of the video. Thank you very much.